Kalayaan National High School, Caloocan. Are you guys ready for this another exciting English lesson? Alright, before we begin, I want you to say, English is fun. English is fun. Great job! Let's get started. To begin with, I want you to read the following verse. If I were a tree, I would comfort you with my shade. If I were a cloud, I could protect you from the heat. If I were a breeze, I should soothe away your cares. If I were the moon, I might guide you along the way. But I'm just a man. I can only give you love for all eternity. Did you notice that each line is equivalent to one sentence? Each sentence is made up of dependent clause and a main clause. The italicized words are called dependent clause or if clause, and it begins with if, while the main clause is an answer to the dependent clause. Remember, dependent clause doesn't have a complete thought. That's why it cannot stand alone, while the main clause has a complete thought and it can stand alone. Let's go back in the given sentences a while ago. The dependent clauses are if I were a tree, if I were a cloud, if I were a breeze, if I were the moon, and but I'm just a man. These clauses cannot stand alone because they don't have a complete thought. Next, the main clauses are I would comfort you with my shade. I could protect you from the heat. I should soothe away your cares. I might guide you along the way. And I can only give you love for eternity. These clauses can stand alone simply because they have a complete thought. Do you know what these phrases are? They are called conditional sentences. Conditional sentences tell a possible situation in which the circumstance mentioned in the main clause may happen or occur if the conditions mentioned in the if clause are met. They may begin with a main clause followed by the if clause. We have different types of conditional sentences. The first one is the first conditional sentence or feature. The first conditional is a structure you use when you want to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future. The structure of the first conditional is if plus present simple plus comma, and then the main clause, subject, will or other modal plus base verb. Other modals that you can use are can, may, and shall. For example, if it is sunny tomorrow, I will go out for a walk. Explanation: it is possible that it will be sunny tomorrow. If this happens, I will go out for a walk. Another example, I will be very thankful if you come to my wedding. Explanation, it is possible that you will attend my wedding. If this happens, I will be very thankful. Please take note that if you put the main clause first, then you don't need the comma. Here are more examples of sentences using type 1 conditional. Example number 1. If you feed macadamia nuts to dogs, they will die. Example number 2. If you mix the colors blue and yellow, you will produce green. Example number 3. Gwen should cut her hair if you ask her to. Let us now proceed in the second conditional sentence, or past or unreal. Because you are now equipped with knowledge on what first conditional is, it is now time for you to get to know the second conditional. The second conditional is like the first conditional. You are still thinking about the future. You are thinking about a particular condition in the future and the possible results of this condition. However, there is an unreal possibility that this condition will happen. For example, you have no inclination in joining beauty pageants. Is it possible to win? Of course, the answer is no. But maybe you might join a beauty contest in the future. So, you can think about winning in the future. Like a dream. It's unreal, but it's still possible. The structure of the second conditional, if clause, if plus past simple plus comma. Then main clause, we have the subject plus would or other model plus base verb. Other models that you can use are could, might, and should. For example, if I won the Binibining Pilipinas title, I would treat all my friends. Explanation, it is possible that I would treat all my friends on the condition that I will win the Binibining Pilipinas title. Another example, I could be sick if I didn't take care of myself. Explanation, it is possible that I could be sick if I will not take care of myself. Look at these other examples of sentences using type 2 conditional. Examples, if you avoided too much of the sweet stuff, you would lose more weight. Another, she could learn French if she went to France earlier. Next is the third conditional sentence, for no possibility. How is everything going so far? Good! It is a relief to know that you have learned so much after completing lesson 1 and 2. You have learned that the first and second conditionals talk about the future. With the third conditional, you talk about the past. You talk about a condition in the past that did not happen. That is why there is no possibility for this condition. The third conditional is also like a dream. but with no possibility of the dream coming true. Notice that you are thinking about an impossible past condition. Try using same scenario in conditional too. However, in this case, you did not win the beauty pageant. So, the condition was not true. And that condition can never be true because it is finished. You use the past perfect tense to talk about the impossible past condition. You use would have plus past participle to talk about the impossible past result. The important thing about third conditional is that both the condition and the result are impossible now. The structure of the third conditional, if clause, if plus past perfect plus comma. For the main clause, subject plus would have plus past participle. Other models that you can use are should have, could have, and might have. Example, if I had won the Pilipining Pilipinas title, I would have treated all my friends. Explanation, it is not possible for me to treat all my friends because I did not win the Binibining Pilipinas title. Another example, I would have saved more money if I had controlled my spending. Explanation, it is not possible for me to have more money because I did not control my spending. Here are other examples of sentences using type 3 conditional. Letter A, if I had known that M&M's chocolate stands for Mars and Murray, I would have told you right away. Sentence letter B, if we had bought face masks earlier, we would not have spent too much. Example letter C, I should have uploaded more videos if I had created a TikTok account. Alright, you did it! We talk about conditional sentences. Now, let's check our understanding regarding this lesson. For this activity, I want you to identify the type of the given conditional sentences. Write only the number on the space provided before each number. Sentence number 1, if I studied, I would pass the exam. Sentence number 2, if I find her address, I'll send her an invitation. Sentence number 3, if you hadn't lied to me before, I would have believed you. So, let's answer our activity. Number 1, what's the answer? Very good. This is type number 2. Next, sentence number 2. What's the answer? Very good. That's type number 1. And the last number, sentence number 3. What's the answer? Very good! That's type number 3. Great job, class! I hope you learned from our lesson today. I'll see you next time. This is Teacher Joanna saying goodbye.